Should GTA 6 cost $200? I know many of you are going to just answer this question as soon as you see the title, as soon as you hear me ask the question. I don't even think the game should be $80. Like the base game, I wish games could go back to $59.99, $69.99. Obviously, we're not in that time no more. But I came across this tweet. Somebody sent it to me and I actually just checked my DM. So I do apologize. I've just been super swamped and busy trying to catch up. I just dropped a Spider-Man video, which super dope. I never played the Amazing Spider-Man before. So I thought it was crazy, that game so far. I got a GTA San Andreas video that's already uploaded, drop it tonight. And I dropped me, Swerve Strickland from AEW, and Trey. We just played some NBA to run. So hopefully you guys got some content for today to enjoy. But let's talk about this. GTA 6. We understand we're in an insane era right now. There's so much going on. At one point, it feels like every year, you know when, and I'm bouncing around so much, but you know when there's certain time periods, like there's an era, like this year is the year for horror. Like a lot of horror movies are just scoring super high, and normally horror movies don't score that high, but you got to remember it's not that it's just fictional craziness like Jason movies or Michael Myers movies. It's like psychological thriller movies that have ways of being more on the realistic side with a little bit of exaggeration. And I know I'm kind of moving away from the point of the video, but what I'm saying is we see things happen every year that kind of become a trend. There's a trend of Alien games one time that was being announced. There's a trend of Elden Ring Souls-like games that are being announced. We're getting into the trend of people going ahead and giving these ridiculous takes for GTA 6 digital games and what we should be paying versus who cares about physical media. It's getting outrageous. And one person here, his name is Ben Thompson, I think he's a tech analyst, suggested that GTA should cost $200. And I give the question to you guys. Do you guys feel like this game should be $200? I think I speak for almost 99.9% that would say heck no. But I oftentimes wonder when people get to like their careers, like I'm assuming this gentleman here with his two hosts are probably successful, and I'll show it up on the screen here. I'm assuming they're like successful men. They probably see a different view now. I think when they were kids, they probably played games too, and they probably just view the world differently now and have already been okay with that. They've adjusted to that, but that's still not proper, man. That's not okay, because when things start to dial in and enter in environments where you feel like it shouldn't be, it's like going to get gas. Who's going to be okay with paying $4 or $5 a gallon? Some people in California are paying $8. Like, you know what I mean? It comes to that point. So let's go ahead and get right into this hot take. So Ben Thompson, I got a video that we're going to react to, says that Rockstar is charging way too little for GTA 6 and that the price tag of $80 is ridiculous. He also notes and mentions that this is one of the last greatest games that we're ever going to get. They've been working on GTA 6 for years. Great points he made. And he says this is definitely the pre-AI. Now, we don't know if Rockstar has used a little bit of AI and spiced it up a little bit shortly after the spike of AI, but I can understand right now. And there's another question, if you made it this far to the video, do you feel like adding AI into games are a bad thing? I'm gonna get to that and I'm gonna answer that as well. I just want you guys to answer first before I get into my part. And he says it's mostly all made pre-AI. It is the pinnacle of AAA craftsmanship. Completely understand, completely agree. Games like Ghost of Tsushima, Last of Us 2, the Uncharted games, even like Halo, Campaign Evolve. I'm praying that it didn't have to use AI in the sense of being lazy, but if there's AI that can help out, sure. But all these games look gorgeous and they play amazing with amazing stories. Okay. It says years and years of blood, sweat, and tears, to the extent where you have Twitter analysis like counting cigarette butts out of Rockstar's offices. Yeah, there's just a whole bunch of stuff. We could just watch him say that. We could probably hear and listen to him. He said, I feel compelled to buy GTA 6 just in honor of it existing. It says, even if I don't know if I'm going to play it, I'd be happy to pay $200. $80 is ridiculous. And John, one of the, I guess the co-host or a host, was saying, you're about to get canceled for this because this is a nuclear take. We are in a time right now. Nobody wants to pay that much top dollar for a digital game that we don't own. I think I need to express that point again. Everybody who made it this far into the video, you do not own your digital games. I've showed it so many times, the fine print across every entity. And the reason why is because just like boxing and how difficult it is to make a boxing game, there's licenses that needs to get paid and you need to get insured by everyone. So that's why UFC games are easier to make than a boxing game, because you need to pay not only just the actual fighters, but their individual groups. You got to pay different administrations and everything. When you make a video game, you're paying for music licenses. You're paying for the likeness of this. You're paying for the likeness of that. You're paying for different assets. And of course, if your game is not made out of AI, you have to pay much more money. You're also looking to see which countries allow your game to be bought or purchased. Certain countries, GTA 6 is absolutely banned. GTA 6 is banned in several countries. Call of Duty is absolutely banned in certain countries. So because of stuff like that, you understand why things are at the where it's at now. That's why GTA 4 got an update one time and they wiped out half the music library. And it seems like if you were to update the game and play the base game the way the way it was intended to be, it seems trash because it got no love in it. They took out the music after a 10-year license expiration date. So let's go ahead. Let me pop these headphones on real quick. They've been helping me out with this whole ear infection thing that I had, which has gone away a little. It's gone away a lot, actually. It's just a little stingy right here, which I'm going to urgent care to go checked out. But let's go ahead and check this out. Let me full screen this.
This game, they're charging what, $80?
Yes. You're going to get canceled for this. This is a nuclear take.
No, they should be charging like $200 for this game.
I know.
GTA
this is
6
crazy.
was like the last great game.
Yeah.
Like you think about everything, it was mostly all made pre-AI.
Yeah.
Like
now going back to it, do you think that if a game utilizes AI that it diminishes the price tag of the game? It diminishes the quality? I feel like when using AI properly, like I played Enzoy and I realized that Enzoy utilizes AI in terms of like customizing clothes, right? And so to have more content, you can use AI to generate different name brands or add your clothing stuff into the game, whatever. And it makes it fun because it's variety. Now, if it was to use AI where you got characters moving and it just looks all unnatural and it's like everything is warping, it looks like a lazy mess, then of course, if you notice that the voice acting is very cringe and they're using AI for voice acting, but it doesn't seem like there's been some flow and effort put into it, then I understand where you're like, yeah, no, this is not something that's worth that much money. You've invested a lot of money into AI, but it's not worth paying AI money.
it is the pinnacle of this AAA craftsmanship, years and years and years of blood and sweat and tears, to the extent where you have like the Twitter analysts like counting cigarette butts outside of the offices to see like how much crunch are they in right now.
Yeah, in the current state right now with crunch being at an all-time high in Rockstar, it seems like people aren't like wilding, or I say the term wilding, but like not really like bugging out on Rockstar because people want the game to come out. But to blatantly sit here and say $200, I don't want to say that these guys are completely away or missed the whole point, but this is such a bad take because, again, I am tired of shareholders. I cannot take it with shareholders. It's an unfortunate place that we are in this world where if, say, the president issues tariffs and tariff taxes, we realize that all of a sudden now there's going to be less production. There's going to be more taxes or more the price hikes on consoles or games. Or if there's like an issue going on, a war in another country, we're going to realize that gas prices or certain delays in games, because a lot of games are funded, or a lot of manufacturers for CDs and discs and stuff like that are in certain countries that are dealing with a lot of hardships. It is the most insane time period we live in. And again, I just remember growing up, and maybe you guys could chime in on this. I remember growing up, bro, and I didn't have a care or thought about how these games was made. I just wanted my game. Whether if it was the purple the purple hologram disc on the back from the PS2 era, I think it was like a black or purplish, whatever, with the little rainbow when you shine it on the light. I want my disc, or I want my little cartridge for my Game Boy Advance SP, or my mini disc for the GameCube. I had no interest or any kind of like knowledge on how these games was put together, and didn't even realize that it's almost just as bad as making music. You know, music, you have to get things approved and writer's credit and all this other stuff. But man, this video game stuff is a hassle, and I'm understanding why a lot of companies end up being okay with being bought out by another entity, or why it takes longer for games to come out, because now you have to do 17 different voiceovers for different people, and things might take longer than usual. But then you have an indie game that comes out straight English or whatever subtitle, and they become bangers. But you can't necessarily put that on the same scale as like a GTA, because GTA has to go through several courses, several approvals of so much, and it's in a bad state.
Trading the stock. I don't even think he's trading the stock. I think he just wants to know what GTA is, the love of the game. Literally, the game, the GTA
Gamers
game.
are insane. So I always tread in this water very, very carefully.
Yes.
But no, so I feel compelled to buy GTA 6 just in honor of it existing.
I like that.
Even if I don't know if I'm ever going to play it. So I'm definitely going to do that, and I'd be happy to pay. Yes, $200. Like $80 is ridiculous. They should charge more. Anyhow,
that is crazy. That is crazy. You can see they got the stock stuff in the bottom. These guys are about making money. These guys are about making money. I've gotten paid by rant before. These guys are about making money. This is out of the consumer's hands, and it's so crazy because they would tell people, like, consumers, y'all should just worry about the product. Y'all should just worry about all this. No, when you guys are creating podcasts, topics, newsletters, brochures, instructions, commercials, you are inviting consumers, and what is happening now is that consumers are becoming quite curious about all these practices because, again, it's not the same like gas prices. It is a completely different practice that we are looking at and we are very unfamiliar with. And while being unfamiliar with this practice, people are starting to get like more curious into looking up, why are games costing this much? What the heck is going on? Who's making this game? Is why a lot of casuals out there who casually just game are starting to know the developers, are starting to know people and shareholders. There's people that I know IRL that's talking about the CEO of Rockstar. When the hell did my IRL friends who don't really do the YouTube stuff and really look at analytics, when did they start knowing about Strauss Zelnick in GTA 6 and how he's saying, no, it is coming out November 19th? There's a lot of people that are super in tune that are not in this world of stocks and analysts and stuff like that. So it's becoming a very broad thing. People are becoming familiar with it. It's becoming normalized. And if you don't know what I'm saying, basically, somebody giving a take like this, $200 for video games, is a bad take, in my opinion. Not saying he's going to change up anything, but in the wrong hands, the wrong person could drop a game that's an egregious price, and it's going to set a precedent to where all these companies feel like it's okay. Not only that, games come out incomplete. They come out with bugs, and there's an expiration date that is in fine print, but we never know exactly when. We never know when this expiration date can happen to where you won't be able to play your games. Normally it's 6 to 10, I think it's 8 to 10 years. However, or even possibly more, but we've had games fail tremendously and they shut down servers in 6 months.
We had the youngest person on our team was commenting on people online complaining about the price and said something like, you didn't have, you had 10 years, you couldn't save up $80.
Oh my God. I've seen comments like that time and time again where people spoke on, man, you had all these years to save up for $80. Well, that's the thing. You can put $1 a day for 1 year and you'll have for 1 year, $1 a day, and you'll probably fucking be in the triple figures or whatever, right? 6 figures or whatever the case. I don't know. But you can't expect people to just know that, all right, we understand that this price is going to be this price. And all of a sudden, when you price hike it, you kind of put people in a situation where they're making bad decisions. It's almost like gambling. You put somebody in the motherfucking casino, they're going to start making some weird decisions, rational, irrational decisions, whatever the fuck. And it's not a healthy thing to do. So I've seen those takes. People were like, man, you had all this time. I'm going to buy the expensive edition. I'm going to invest on the collectors if they do drop a collector's edition, which I think is coming pretty soon. I think this announcement is coming pretty soon. But still, I think anybody who made it this far into the video, you just love what I'm gossiping. But I'm not gossiping on some BS. Like, this is real stuff. This is really an insane time, bro. Like, look at where we at right now with games costing this much money. People are game sharing, not because they try and look out for their friends, but because sometimes they have to.
Like whoever you are, like I know kids that do lemonade stands and they clear.
Oh, come on.
Oh, absolutely. The old $20.
It's not that common. Who does lemonade stands anymore? You done bought out the kids' lemonade stands by dropping some fructose syrup ass juice in the store for 50 cents. You're killing up comp. Like, These takes are bad.
The change. Nothing will make a kid's day better than that.
Exactly.
Although, unfortunately, with inflation, I think now it's sort of like expected. It's unbelievable how expensive things are these days.
It's bad. Nicey.
How do you say that? But then you just said GTA 6 should be $200.
$40. I'll keep the change. Nothing will make a kid's day better than that.
Exactly.
Although, unfortunately, with inflation, I think now it's sort of like expected. It's unbelievable how expensive things are these days.
Dude. Well, with takes like that, and mind you, I don't know these gentlemen. They probably make great content. I don't know. Anybody who talks about stocks, I'm always going to open my ears to it because you never know. They might be spitting some fire gems and stuff like that. I might have to tune in and see what's happening, but I don't know what this take is about. But saying that last part right there almost contradicts your original take of like, oh, yeah, well, they should charge like $200. No, that's going with your point of things are just too expensive nowadays. That's a ridiculous take. I don't agree with it, but I do ask the question again, and I bear with it. Listen, y'all, do y'all feel like GTA 6 should ever cost $200? You think video games should ever reach that part? We're talking about a luxury here. A fucking luxury. So, look, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I love y'all, and I'll catch you on the next one. We out. Peace.